What's going on, guys? Just this is a quick update on the system that I'm building. As a lot of you guys know, I am an arcade enthusiast. I love classic arcade games. I love classic video games, such as your NES, all the way up through your PlayStation 1, up to PlayStation 2. And of course, I do play some of the modern systems, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, things of that nature. But that being said, I am currently working on an arcade cabinet. This cabinet is going to actually be more for my grandkids and stuff. Of course, it's going to be a little bit for me. I love playing it. And their parents. There's a parent out there of one of my grandbabies who was over last night helping me test some of these out. And he was playing a couple games with me. And I think he enjoyed it just as much as I was. So that being said, this is kind of an update to show you where I'm at right now. There have been a couple other videos that I have done that show this system that I'm building. So this is the computer, the PC that I'm building to go into my arcade cabinet when I build this arcade cabinet. I've got a little over 4,100 games, and these games range from arcade all the way up to PlayStation 2. So each system is already mapped control-wise, and I'm running it through a front end, which is known as BigBox. Now, the last video I was showing you the kind of the starter to it, which was Launchbox, which is an okay front end, but BigBox is their premium. You have to pay for BigBox. But the good thing about it is once you pay for it, you can put it on as many systems as you want, and it also you can get if you get the premium one, which is what the one I purchased, you can update it as long as you have the system. So that being said, let's go ahead and show you what I've got built so far. Okay, welcome back. Just a brief little pause there while I was switching cameras over. So another thing that I've got going on here is I also purchased some guns. So I've got some light guns. You can't really see it there, but I've got a blue one and I've got a red one. So I've got two light guns that are connected to this system, and they're going to be for my light gun games, which are awesome. So first things first, let's go ahead and get BigBox started up here. We're going to double click this. Now, once this is in my arcade cabinet, I'm going to have it where it automatically boots up into BigBox. So this is BigBox. This is my front end. This is what it's going to display. Right now, this is on a smaller little computer monitor. This is actually going to be on a 32-inch TV, which is going to be mounted in the arcade cabinet that I'm going to set up for this. So, real quick, as you can see, these are all my systems. You've got an arcade, Atari Jaguar, Nintendo NEC TurboGrafx 64, Nintendo 64, NES, GameCube, 32X, Sega CD, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, Master System, Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation 2, Super Nintendo, 3DO, and we're back around to arcade. One thing I really like about this front end is each individual system itself has its own little load and launch screen, as you can see here. This is for arcade. If you were to go, say, to Nintendo GameCube, kind of gives you the startup of the old GameCube games, which is really cool. And a little intro there. Kind of have your little videos there. And just to kind of show you how everything kind of works. So we'll go into the arcade settings real quick. So here in the arcade, as you can kind of see, each one kind of has, for each game you can kind of see, you have a little dial over here, so you can kind of choose whichever game you want to go on. And then over here it kind of gives you a nice little display. Pretty cool little stuff. Now, just to kind of show you some of these in action, we'll go ahead and go to one of my favorites, which is Metal Slug X. We'll go ahead and play that for just a second. And once again, I have controller automation going, so I control all of this through my controller. I don't have to do anything with the keyboard unless I choose to. So we'll go and put some quarters in here. Push start. And we'll choose our characters. I always like this guy. He's kind of got that Elvis thing kind of going there for him.
Mission 1, start. Thank you. Heavy machine gun. Thank you.
Okay, so that demonstrates arcade set. And now we'll back out of here and we'll go to something a little different, just to kind of show you guys PlayStation 2 running on it. So we'll choose a PlayStation 2 game here. Let's see, what should we try here? I don't want to get something that's got a long intro or thing you got to go through, so let's see here. What's a good one to just kind of goof around with? Yeah, R-Type's a good one. So we'll go through we'll play some R-Type. Load screen here. It kind of shows the disc spinning. I was turning on my controller before, so it kind of threw it off. It was reading the controller. So we'll go ahead and get into the game. And then after this, I'm going to show one of my light gun games, just so you can kind of see how everything is working. We'll just go here and OPA, because Opa's who I am to my grandbabies. Yes. And we'll start game. Now everything is running really smooth. Like I said, I upgraded the GPU. That's the graphics processor card or graphics processing unit. I've actually never played this one. I've played many R-Type games before. I've never played this version of it on the PlayStation 2. So one thing about modern games like these PlayStation 2 games is it takes it a while to get to the gameplay because you got to go through all the story. But now we're into the gameplay, so this is just kind of showing how the gameplay is. Oh, let's grab that, because anybody who's played R-Type knows you want to grab these things. There we go. I figured out how to shoot that thing off. Woo! On that note, we exit out. It gives us a game over screen, and now we go back into our... Now, like I said, with this... So we'll go back over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my favorites, which is where I have my light gun games at. So here we are in my light gun games. I'm only going to show, I'll go ahead and we'll do Terminator 2. So let's go ahead and start this up just to kind of show you how the automation works in it. Now, I will say when I was a kid, I would have never in a million years thought something like this would have been possible. When I was younger, just having something like this would have been awesome. So what we'll do is we'll go and put some quarters in. We'll start the game. As you can kind of see, my light gun here is tracking. So now we'll go ahead and get out of this. Now you can kind of see how this is all running and how everything is looking. And this is really turning into a really nice system. I'm really looking forward to seeing this in action once everything is done. So now, using automation, I'm going back into my main system. So now I'm actually back into my wheel main system so I can go through my system games. Now once I get the system that I'm going to go through, the arcade cabinet that I'm building, I'm going to have a bunch of like control buttons, so I'll be able to control all of this through the actual control board itself. I won't have to use keyboards or even controllers to move everything, or like these type of controllers. I'll actually be able to use the control deck on the arcade itself. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you are into arcade gaming and have any questions, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. I can tell you that the light guns are fairly expensive, but in total, right now, what I've got built amass into this is actually less than $500, which is really cheap considering all the games that I have, all the systems that I have, the controllers that I have, the computer that I have, the sound system, which this sound system is what's going to go into this, the arcade, so you can kind of hear. It's got that really good sound. Now, one thing that I do like is I can actually control the sound through the controller. I forgot to mention that. So I can turn the sound up through the controller. So anyway, once this is all set up and it's in the arcade cabinet, it's going to be something to behold, and it's going to be something that, you know, hopefully my grandkids really enjoy, and hopefully, you know, a lot of family and friend fun. Also, another thing, if any of my friends want to come by and take a look at this and see it in action, if you're in, you know, think that maybe you're just too novice to get this type of stuff going and you just want to sit down and have a chat, and I can show you how I went through. Trust me, I've made mistakes along the way, and the good thing is the mistakes I've made, I can show you, and you can learn from the mistakes as well. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoy.